Hi, my name is Caitlin Chastain, and for my Child Abuse and Neglect Final Project, I have chosen to discuss how Missouri social workers make less than those working in other states. So with that, they're not making enough money. According to the St. Louis Post and Dispatch, it would cost about $13.7 billion to raise state salaries in Missouri closer to that of the national average. This is raising awareness of all state salaries, not just those of social workers. But with that being said, the more that we do not have these positions filled and the lower our salaries means that we will not have those positions filled. So those people who are already working in those positions are having to work overtime, and we're having more overturn, and then we're training more people, which means this is actually costing Missouri taxpayers more in the long run because of the extra constant money that we're having to pour into these positions to train the individuals and to pay those others overtime. Missouri social workers who may want to work for the state government may be a little deterred from doing that because they will not make as much money there as they could in other private sectors. So according to an online guide to master's in social work degree programs, we know that the number one paid job for social workers would be a social work professor. While may not be the best for everyone, this is closely followed by community program administration and medical social workers. But as you look through this list of 10 professions, there's nothing on there saying, talking about social workers working for the state setting. This might be a rise for concern because we need people in these positions. We need people to want to hold these jobs and want to stick with this for long term, because that's more of the connections that they'll be able to make, and the more that they will be able to advocate for our children and adults living in Missouri. So then I began to look more into, well, how much is the difference? How much less are Missouri social workers making than the state average? Well, the national average. So the national average is about $43,000. I looked online and found a recent listing for a Missouri social work position, and it states that the pay will be anywhere from $29,000 to about $41,000. Especially the 29 is significantly lower than the 43 national average. But even in between, like, knowing that you could make closer to 50 or 40 in those other positions, you may be more nervous or unsure of taking this position, and these might be filled more by people who are wanting to gain experience, but they may not be willing to stay in these positions for long, knowing that they can make more money and work elsewhere to get the funds that they need to have their cost of living. So for my project, I've decided that I'm going to help raise awareness as to what is the difference? What can we do as citizens to help Missouri social workers earn potentially more money? So I've decided that we're going to do a social media campaign because everyone is constantly on social media, and this will be the easiest way to reach a large demographic. So I have created a letter here that I would send to current social workers and current state employees and state politicians, as well as anyone who is willing to participate in this campaign, to kind of tell them what I'm doing and why I want to do this, because we need social workers who are going to want to stay within the state of Missouri and who want to work with our children. Having that turnover is really hard for us to be able to have great social workers in the state of Missouri, because then we're not having people with long experience, and we're not having people who can sit there and then train the new people, because there's just not enough experience within the department. So I really want to bring awareness to citizens that this is an issue and this is something that we need to pay more attention to. So I have created a series of 3 photos. The first one is, it says social workers can change the world. With this, it's really important for people to realize what impact social workers do have. They're not just the people who are out there. People may think that they're just the ones that take the children from the homes and they're just these evil people, but that's totally not the case. They're there to make sure that these children are getting the homes and that they're living in the environments that are best for them, as well as working in different settings just to make sure that everyone is getting the quality of care that they deserve, and to make sure that they have the best opportunities in life that they can. I have also created another document that talks about the pay scale factor that I gave to you guys earlier, so that way people can see the difference of, oh wow, like this totally makes sense as to why we may not have enough social workers working for the state of Missouri, and maybe why we can, when we potentially want to email and contact state legislators, that they can give these facts and provide these statistics to them, because there is a difference and there's something that needs to be changed and paid attention to. The final picture says contact your state legislators today, so that way they can talk about that we need to have more adequate pay for our state social workers. And with that, I provided, there's about a 3-page document listing all the contact information for all of our state legislators and all their offices and phone numbers. This would be provided as a link as well as in the initial email, just so that people always have access to this document, and that way it's easier access, and with that people have all of the information that they could possibly need to reach out to these state senators and House of Representative members, so that way they know that people do care about this issue. Like, there is a reason to pay attention to what's going on in our environment, because we want to be able to provide the best that we possibly can for these children and for these adults, and to help bring families together and help work with everyone to help reunify families in the long run. So this is why I've chosen my project, and I want to thank you for listening today.